Randy Richards, and I'm a Teacher Development Specialist. This is HISD TV. Today we're going to be doing the math at home with a focus on calculating the cost to produce a simple item. So before we get started, let's make sure that you have everything you need for today's lesson. So the first thing that you're going to want to get is something to write on. So this could be a blank sheet of paper, a loose leaf sheet of paper, or even your notebook from school. For something to write with, you can get a pencil, a pen, marker, crayon, anything that you can find. You're also going to need a few coins. So look around your home to see if you can gather a few coins, some quarters, some nickels, dimes and pennies, and then come on and join the lesson so you can follow along with us today. Let's get started doing the math. Let's get started with our math routine for today. So the routine that we're going to do today is called vocabulary match. We're going to have some vocabulary words and we're going to match them with a picture and a definition. So these vocabulary words are going to help us when we get to do our activity for today's lesson. So let's get started with our first word. The first word that I have is needs. What do you think of when you hear the word needs? When I hear the word needs, I think about water or air or food. These are all things that we can't live without. That's what makes it a need. So let's see if we can find a picture that matches this vocabulary word. So here I have a picture of some fruits and vegetables because we need food. So this is going to help us remember what a need is. And so a definition for our word needs could be this. It's something that a person must have to survive, like water or air. The next word I want us to take a look at is the word wants. So what do you think of when you hear the word wants? When I hear the word want, I think soda. I want candy, I want sugar, I want popcorn. These are just things that I want because I like them. They're not things that I need. So that's exactly what a want is. It's something that you don't need. You like it. So a picture to represent what we want could be a picture of lollipops. They taste great, but you don't need them. So a definition for that is something that a person does not need to survive. The next word I want us to take a look at is the word spend. So I want you to think when your parent goes to the grocery store, in order to get the groceries and leave with them, your parent has to spend money or give money to the cashier. When you go shopping at any other store, when you want to purchase something, your parent has to give money to the cashier again or spend the money that your parents earned. That's what spending is. So if you go to the mall, you buy a new pair of shoes or a new jacket or books or supplies for school, you have to spend money in order to get those things. So here I have a picture of someone leaving with shopping bags. This is going to help us remember what the word spend means when we see this visual. And our definition for this one is using income to get goods and services. 2 more to go. The next word that we want to take a look at is save. What do you think of when you hear the word save? When I hear the word save, I think about everything that I want for Christmas or over the summer. And I would keep a little bit of the money that was given to me every week or every month until I had just enough to buy what I wanted. That's what saving is. So here I have a picture of a little piggy bank. So if you have a piggy bank at home and you keep putting coins in there that you find around the house or from your allowance that you get, You're saving. So our definition that's going to go perfectly with this one is right here. It's putting a part of one's income aside so that you can use it later. The last vocabulary word that we're going to take a look at today is producer. Now, what do you think when you hear the word producer? I think to make something. So when you play with Play-Doh and you make something, you create something, you're producing something. When you play with those blocks and you build something, you're producing something. I think of farmers when they farm and they plant vegetables, they're producing vegetables and fruits, and they might even sell them. So I have a picture here of a farmer. So a producer is someone who makes goods and services. So our complete definition here is a person who creates jobs or makes goods and services. So let's keep in mind the definition of these vocabulary words and the pictures that can help us to remember what they mean. Because some of these words, we're going to use them during our activity for today. Let's get started with our strategy today, which is using a hundreds chart to count money. So here I have a hundreds chart and some coins that I've saved up. I want to see how we can use our hundreds chart to count up the money that I have. So here for today, my hundreds chart is going to represent my cents. So let's start by taking a look at the coins that I have. I have a quarter, I have a dime, I have 3 nickels, and 1 penny. Let's see how we can use the hundreds chart to add all these coins together. I want to start by using my coin that has the greatest value. Which one of these do you think has the greatest value? If you said the quarter, then you're correct. So let's just move these out of the way for now. I'm going to start with my quarter because I know my quarter is worth 25 cents. So I'm going to just mark that off on my hundreds chart because that's going to be my starting point for where we're going to count. So here's my 25 cents. Now I want to count on so that I can add the rest of my coins that I have. I'm going to take my dime next. I know that my dime is worth 10 cents. So I'm going to add 10 to my 25. So that means I need to go 10 more on my hundreds chart. So I'm going to take my highlighter and highlight those 10 spaces first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now this tells me that my 25 and 10 more is the same as 35. In other words, 25 cents and 10 cents is the same as 35 cents. I see that I have some nickels. Let's go ahead and see if we can count on to add our nickels. Each one of my nickel I know is worth 5 cents. So let's take the first one. And we're going to take another highlighter to highlight the number of jumps we make on our hundreds chart. So if it's worth 5, I'm going to highlight 5 spaces on my hundreds chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this tells me that 35 and 5 more is the same as 40. So my 35 cents and 5 more cents is the same as 40 cents. Let's do the other nickel. So that means I need to move another 5 places on my hundreds chart. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this tells me that 40 and 5 more is 45. 40 cents and 5 more cents is the same as 45 cents. I have one more nickel to go. Right here. So let's go ahead and show another 5 spaces being moved on our hundreds chart. Let's do that one now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now this tells me that 45 and 5 more is the same as 50. 45 cents and 5 more cents is the same as 50 cents. And now finally, I have my penny, which is worth 1 cent. So let's go ahead and show one more space being moved on our hundreds chart. I'm going to go ahead and take my pink highlighter just to show that last move. Right there. So now this tells me 50 and 1 more is the same as 51. 50 cents and 1 more cent is the same as 51 cents. So now let's go ahead and write a number sentence to represent the math that we just did. We started with 25 cents. We added on 10 cents. Then we added on 5 more cents. We added another 5 cents. And another 5 cents. And then finally, 1 cent. And our total was 51 cents. So now let's write this with our cent symbol behind it. Let's use a different color. $0.25 plus 10 cents plus 5 cents plus another 5 cents plus another 5 cents plus 1 cent is the same as 51 cents. Let's keep in mind how we used our hundreds chart to help us find the total value of the coins that I saved up, because this is going to be the same strategy that's going to help us solve the activity. Let's get started with our activity for today. So remember, our focus is calculating the cost to produce a simple item. The simple item that I want us to try to produce today is a paper airplane. So this is a great time for you to pause the video, grab those coins that you found around the house, and join us so that you can count along with us. So here I have a list of items that I can use to build my paper airplane and the costs associated with each one of those items. I also have a hundreds chart here that I'm going to use to help me find the total amount of money that I'll need to spend to purchase the items to build my paper airplane. So let's get started doing this. So I see that my blank paper is going to cost me 10 cents. So let's grab a dime because I know a dime is valued at 10 cents. I also want to notate where I'm putting my 10 cents or how I'm representing my 10 cents on my hundreds chart. So remember, our hundreds chart this time is going to represent our cents. So to show that I'm starting with 10 cents, I'm going to highlight the number 10 on my hundreds chart. So I see that the next thing is going to be my colored paper. I see that that colored paper costs 15 cents. Well, I also know that I can use a dime and a nickel to create my 15 cents. So a dime and a nickel is the same as 15 cents. So my dime is worth 10 cents and my nickel is worth 5 cents. So now I can use my hundreds chart to count on to see how much money I'll have to spend so far for just my blank paper and my colored paper. So I'm going to use a different color to represent my dime. So I know that my dime is worth 10 cents, so I'm going to shade in 10 spaces on my hundreds chart so I know how much to count on. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this tells me that 10 and 10 more is the same as 20. 10 cents and 10 more cents is the same as 20 cents. Now let's add on our nickel. I'll use a pink to represent my nickel. So I'm going to shade in 5 more spaces on my hundreds chart because my nickel is worth 5 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this tells me if I count on from 20, 5 more, I am going to end up at 25. So 20 and 5 more is the same as 25. 20 cents and 5 more cents is the same as 25 cents. I see that my pencil is also worth a nickel, or 5 cents. So I'm going to take another nickel. I'm going to place that there. And now I'm going to shade in another 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I can see I can count on from 25, 5 more. Let's see. 25 and 5 more is the same as 30. 25 cents and 5 more cents is the same as 30 cents. I've got a glue stick, and that's also worth 5 cents. So let's go ahead and shade in another 5 cents or another 5 spaces on our hundreds chart. 1, 2, 4, and 5. So this tells me that 30 and 5 more is the same as 35. 30 cents and 5 more cents is the same as 35 cents. Now, finally, I have my Scotch tape. My Scotch tape costs me 10 cents. I know that a dime is valued at 10 cents. So now I can go ahead and shade my last 10 spaces on my hundreds chart to represent me adding on my dime. I'm going to use the blue. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this now tells me that 35 and 10 more is the same as 45. 35 cents and 10 more cents is the same as 45 cents. So what does this tell us? It is going to cost us 45 cents in order to produce our paper airplane. Or in other words, I'm going to have to spend 45 cents if I want to make that paper airplane. So let's go ahead and write a number sentence that's going to represent the math that we did today. We're going to write the value of each of the coins underneath to show what we're adding together. So let's start. My dime is 10 cents. I have another dime that's valued at 10 cents. My nickel is 5 cents. I have another nickel at 5 cents. And finally, one more nickel at 5 cents. And another dime that's worth 10 cents. What I had to do with all of these is add them together to find the total amount of money I would need to spend to produce my paper airplane. So we're going to put an addition symbol in between our values. Just like so, to show that we needed to add them together. And the total that we ended up with was 45 cents. So we're going to show when we add all these coins together, their value altogether is the same as 45 cents. Awesome. So today we used our hundreds chart to help us add our coins together and to find the total amount of money that we had and needed to spend to build our paper airplane. Now, you're going to get to see what we want you to practice at home. So some slides are going to appear, and parents, this is a really good time for you to pause the video and take a picture of the assignment that's appropriate for your child's grade level. If you're in kinder, you're going to need to identify the names of each of the coins above. If you're in first grade, you need to sort each of the items shown as a need or a want. You can draw their pictures, a quick sketch, or you can write their names. If you're in second grade, you're going to need to produce an item of your choice using the materials and the costs listed, just like we did in our activity today. You need to calculate how much it costs you to create that item. Remember, you may choose more than one of each item from the list to produce your item. If you're in kinder, you're going to need to identify the names of each of the coins above. If you're in first grade, you need to sort each of the items shown as a need or a want. You can draw their pictures, a quick sketch, or you can write their names. If you're in second grade, you're going to need to produce an item of your choice using the materials and the costs listed, just like we did in our activity today. You need to calculate how much it costs you to create that item. Remember, you may choose more than one of each item from the list to produce your item. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Doing the Math at Home and HISD TV. If you need any support with the activities that we did in our lesson today, feel free to reach out to your teacher. Be sure to visit our HISD at Home website for more resources as well. My name is Randy Richards, wishing you an amazing math day.